Good morning and welcome to Gospel Bites, where we take a bite at the Gospel for the day. Today is Friday, May 2nd. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Glory to you, O Lord. This is taken from John chapter 6, verses 1 to 15. Jesus went to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, also called the Sea of Tiberias. A large crowd kept following him because they saw the signs that he was doing for the sick. Jesus went up the mountain and sat down there with his disciples. Now the Passover, the festival of the Jews, was near. When he looked up and saw a large crowd coming toward him, Jesus said to Philip, "Where are we to buy bread for these people to eat?" He said this to test him, for he himself knew what he was going to do. Philip answered him, 6 months' wages would not buy enough bread for each of them to get a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, "There is a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what are they among so many people?" Jesus said, "Make the people sit down." Now there was a great deal of grass in the place, so they sat down, about 5,000 in all. Then Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed them to those who were seated. So also the fish, as much as they wanted. When they were satisfied, he told his disciples, "Gather up the fragments left over so that nothing may be lost." So they gathered them up, and from the fragments of the 5 barley loaves, left by those who had eaten, they filled 12 baskets. When the people saw the sign that he had done, they began to say, "This is indeed the prophet who is to come into the world." When Jesus realized that they were about to come to take him by force to make him king, he withdrew again to the mountain by himself. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so Jesus performed this miraculous thing, and people wanted him to become king. And Jesus withdrew to the mountain by himself. He did not want them to, to take him as king. And if you think about it, that was the charge that they had on him on the cross. Remember the inri? That was the charge of the criminal. His crime was he was the king of the Jews. And yet he turned away from that. Jesus did not want them to declare him as king simply because he was giving them material things. No? Although he is there to provide our material needs as well, the providence of God. But that's not what he wants. That's not all that he came for. He came for something much more than that. On the cross, he proved the kind of king that he was. This is a king who would die for his subjects, who would die for his people, who loved them enough that he would be the first to die. Think about, whenever we think of medieval movies where you have kings and knights, normally the king is way at the back sitting on his throne while all his soldiers fight the enemies. And he's just there at the back. If he loses, then he runs away. Not so with this king. This is a king who is right there in front of the battle. He leads. That's what the service of this king is. He serves his people. It's almost like he's in the front line saying, before you touch any of my soldiers, you have to go through me. You have to kill me first. That's the kind of king that he is. And he's one who loves his subjects. We're not just pawns in this kingdom. We are the beloved sons and daughters of God. So if you still doubt nobody loves you, think about this king. He has so much, and yet he gave them up just for you, for me. That's how much this king loves us. So rejoice. Our king is alive, and he has defeated his foes. I'm Father Jerry Sembrano for another edition of Gospel Bites. God bless you. I'm coming here again from Pinawa. Have a nice day.